my name. I give you glory. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh Daddy, yeah. You know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the feel. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yeah, yeah. Jesus, your love, now oh. My master, your kindness, now wonder oh. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. Jesus, you said I be a picking, no. Jesus, you said your love go cover me. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I look around, now you are the pillow. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, yeah. You know me, you know my name. Papa, you know my name, oh. Hey. You know me, you know my name. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yeah, yeah. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Papa, you know my name, oh. You know me, you know my name. Yelele, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele. Oh, oh. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. that Jesus died for me. When I remember, hallelujah. When I remember that Jesus died for me. When I remember, oh yeah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, hallelujah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, oh yeah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, hallelujah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, oh yeah. When I remember that Jesus set me free. When I remember, hallelujah. When I remember that Jesus set me free. When I remember, oh yeah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, hallelujah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, oh yeah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I remember, hallelujah. When I remember the goodness of the Lord. When I
Thank you very much, and welcome to ABC, your favorite Amba Government TV. Thank you very much, Secretary of State, for all that you are doing for Secretary of State for Communication, Dr. Mungwa, please, for all you are doing for the Amazonian people. Thank you, Mr. President. Today is another week. We started yesterday, the last days of the month of August, and want to send 21 gun salutes to our resilient and resisting Amba restoration fighters. Our land must be restored. 21 gun salutes to all of you. 21 gun salutes to all the people of Ambazonia who actually are performing their duties to make sure that we get back to our land. We may not know you and know the input you are putting, but him to whom we have committed our land and who created us knows you, knows your heart, knows your sacrifice, knows your endeavors, and knows everything you are doing that we get back to our land. Now, I read in the history book that said that even though the fig tree does not blossom and there be no figs in the vine, he will continue to glorify God. What does that mean? It means in everything we have to give God the praise and give God the thanks. And I want to tell Ambazonians that we have arrived that particular stage whereby we need to give God thanks. I come in here concerning our Amba history to let Ambazonians know that our history And whatever is going on in Ambazonia right now is right on course. Let no man deceive you. And the bells you hear and the sounds you hear that are seemingly tilting towards the other side, this is not the first time. It has happened. But the people who know their God and people who know where they are going, nothing can frighten them. Even live lions on the way will not stop them. And I've seen a number of people who have seen pictures of people crossing the thick forest of Latin America, trying to get into America. Some of the people have died on the road, and some have not arrived at destination. But the people who want to go there, they are still going. And some have actually entered there. And those who are going, they damn the consequence. And those who damn the consequence, they make it in life. That is as good as a businessman who is not afraid of risk. Even when they think that there is risk in this thing, and he is determined to do his business successfully, he goes into it. We have seen that around the world, and we have seen Ambazonians who are really, really determined. Congratulations, Ambazonians. The time has come for us to stand and stay in the course of getting back our land. And as you have heard from all corners, it is not a free ride. So sometimes you listen to some voices and you think that you are gone. That they don't talk about what you are doing does not mean that they don't know what you are doing is right. And as I've often told you, our history is built with two different people standing on different sides, making a pool. We used to call it a talk of war. And so the talk of war is going on now. Those who are out for the devil to keep us continuously in slavery, they are fighting. And they are doing everything to distract the entire world. But guess what? It will not work, because God is not dead, especially the one we are dealing with. And so all the gimmicks and the games that have been played all over cannot work. If they cannot work, what then can work? It is the confidence that you have shown and the resilience that you have shown. I want to tell the Ambazonian people that from the history of our land, when we came into existence, the person who made us to come into existence has been watching. And all other small cities and villages have had what they call independence. They can freely do their things. But we have been left because in this 21st century, we are appointed to be the light in the whole of the Gulf of Guinea, Africa, and why not in the world? And it is happening. Ambazonians, I'm here to tell you that our history is in the right footing, and be courageous. Don't give up. We are making it at the end. Yes, that is a sure fact. We are making it at the end. And before we make it at the end, we must determine. Thank you, sister. Tell us about remember. All right, we are ready to
and declare, hallelujah. When I remember, hallelujah.
Let me remind you before I go further that we are having a very special guest who is coming into the house in the next 27 hours. So begin to count your time, and exactly 27 point something hours from now, or maybe less than that, but between 25 and 27 hours, yeah, he'll be coming into the house, and he will broke to you our history. And from there, you will learn. Because when you make a mistake and you don't learn from that mistake, you fall in the same place. This historian of repute from the Amba land and has identified with the interim government what the interim government is doing, the resilience, the resistance, and the focus. He said he cannot keep quiet. So he'll be coming in here tomorrow, Tuesday, at exactly 5 p.m., our Amba time, to tell us what you need to know. Please just begin to inform your friends and tell them to get ready, because Tuesday is going to be a day with a difference. Now, I came here today to give another warning to the Amazonian people, because, like you all know, our history is made up of current events, and these current events are turning into history. Now, this is a warning, especially to the Amazonians who have had no correct place to flee to for this affliction to pass, and they are found in the peripherals of La République du Cameroon, where they call them IDPs. They are actually refugees in those countries, and La République is still fishing them out. Now, I'll give you a scenario here, and you think about it, because this is happening, and it's continuously happening. It has come to our notice, and we say we will not keep quiet, we will let you know. It has come to our notice that La République is carrying out its genocide against the Amazonian people in a very, very subtle way. And this subtle way is not noticed. They don't want it to happen like it happened in Rwanda, but gradually it is going towards that end. Now, if you are living in any place outside Amazonian land and you are in La République de Cameroon, I want to let you know and make it very clear that you should be extremely very careful. The new scheme that they have started is, Doctors Without Borders were used in Amba land to reach out to those who could not have medical services. But La République stopped them because they had a plan. And now they have sent in these so-called Doctors Without Borders, who are actually La République people. They wear the medical dresses and come around, knock out the houses. And when you realize, or when you look into it, they are mostly knocking at the houses of the Amazonian people who are staying in their land. And then they carry their boxes. We don't know what kind of medications they have in those boxes, and they are giving to our people. Let me let you know that that is another slow poison of genocide. They're giving you some things that you don't know about that will be killing you little by little. And by the time you get back to your land, sooner than later, you will just be dying. People will just be dying. And you'll be wondering what is going on. So I said, let me inform you, if anybody comes around your house telling you that he is whatever you call them, Doctors Without Borders, they'll ask you some few questions. Do you have headache? Is there anybody who doesn't have headache? Then you say, They will bring out their tablets with no labels. Maybe they are expired, or the ones that will kill you gradually, they are poisoned. And then they will say they want to inject you, and you would show your arm to take the injection, you and your children. Well, if you don't stop it, know that you are just a corpse waiting to be buried, if at all you make it in Ambazonia. That is the new slow poison that La Republic has taken. And go and find out. They mostly knock at the doors of those who are from Ambazonia. And you find them dying all over the place. Yes, the rate of poisoning and killing Ambazonians now in La Republique du Cameroon is very alarming. But nobody is talking about it because they know the plan they have. That's why they have run and they are buying land in our country. Yeah, buying land in our country, almost buying off everything. La Republique is selling, and not only selling to them, also selling to the Chinese people. Why? Because they want every Ambazonia to get out of the land so that they can have their way. But guess what? This interim government has taken upon itself to close its eyes from any other distractor. The groups that are being formed here and there, they are just to distract. They are not doing anything. So the groups are coming up to distract Ambazonians from the focus they have against La Republic, and then they will settle down and be fighting among themselves. But guess what? We are so wise. Ambazonians have become wise. Only the few gullibles and the ones that do not actually have 100% Ambazonian blood flowing in them that are making the noise that they are making outside there. Oh yes, you go into the annals of history, you will analyze and discover that many of them are not full-fledged Ambazonians. Yes, especially those who are causing confusion or are trying to cause confusion, because they are doing it, but the interim government is going ahead. Guess what? Now, last Saturday, 74,000 was raised for the Dunga Mountain. Yeah, they came up with a whooping sum of 74,000 for the draft that just passed. And then we have testimonies coming in as a result of what the Dunga Mountain and the rest of the people they are doing. That's to tell La Republic that their games have been discovered and we are not at any moment stepping down. No, we have decided to go ahead and we are going ahead. Yes, we are surely and definitely and frankly going ahead. Now, some of them who have, I don't know whether they have actually been released from prison, they have started removing videos, sending out videos, and telling people stories that they cannot be identified and cannot be verified. We are not basing on that. We are saying that we are determined, we are focused, and we are going ahead. So if you are there and you have not actually focused, we want to plead with you to get focused and then go ahead. Then La Republique on home front is playing their own very stupid and dirty game. But then the Ambazonians who are resolved, they are resolved, and we are going ahead. So if you are back at home, please, sorry, the amount I told was 72,000, not 74. Sorry for that additional 2,000. Maybe it's coming on the way. Yeah, 72,460 is what they raised for Ngok Kutunja. It was not Dunga Mountain. Dunga Mountain was 50 something. Yes, this is Ngok Kutunja that just passed last Saturday. And the interim government is focused. La Republique has a fleet of their Betibulu who have stolen and broken their coffins, the coffers, where they have all these few people stealing the whole budget of a year, and nobody is saying anything. That's not the kind of land we are going to live, and those are not the kind of people we are going to live with. God forbid. So we cannot live with those kind of people. Yeah, and so our battle continues. I want to encourage every Ambazonia to stand up in the position and place that you are and bring in your contribution, because this contribution is going to go a long way to let the Republic know that we are not joking. After they have done everything possible, it's not our place to insult anybody. But you see, the young man, or whether the old man they sent to represent the US in La Republic of Cameroon, I'm sorry, he has a peculiarity, but I will not talk about that. You heard him commenting on some flimsy things. He forgets to know that self-determination and self-defense is enshrined in the international law. Now he picked up something that somebody said and is speculating, but he has forgotten to tell Paul Biya, if he is very sincere and is a true diplomat. Paul Biya, who announced on the tarmac on the 30th of September 2017 that La Republic military should get in and kill us, has he recognized that that is encouraging murder and mass destruction and genocide? Has he commented on that? So we know that some of them who are having some deficiencies, which I will not mention here, many of you, if you want to know the deficiency, you can call me behind, I'll tell you. They now want to be agreed and to be acceptable in the society. But it doesn't work like that. Diplomacy is not lies telling. Diplomacy is not crony craftiness. I'll end there. But our history is honest history. Our land is our land. We are not fighting with anybody. Yes, and because we are not fighting with anybody on that land, any intruder has to be dealt with and must be dealt with accordingly. Yes, must be dealt with accordingly. So, sorry, I'm from that place. Okay, Ambazonians, we are on it again. The battle is continuing. And because the battle is continuing, I want you to make up your mind and stay focused for this battle, which is continuing to continue. I announced to you last week that this week I'll be diving into church and politics, and I'll be explaining a number of things on church and politics. Because I have a guest in the house tomorrow, he's going to talk about our history, but I think that I shall come up with church and politics possibly before I get into our Amba history, because we need a lot of education. And if we are not educated and given exactly what we're supposed to know and to do, I want to accuse the devil again. He's out to discourage you and discourage me. But we are determined. History has told us that a number of people and a number of countries have suffered defeat in their percentage, but the few that remained went ahead and got the land. Their percentage of those who were positive was lower than what we have today. If we can go into a single draft and come out with $72,000, that's about 30-something million, then it is very, very clear that God is still with us and we are on the right footing. If we can survive fractions and fragmentations, people who have been bought over, and people who are outright liars, trying to build a story building, a skyscraper on lies. If we can survive such people, then know that the battle is won. The people may be looking insignificant, but once they are on the truth and standing for the truth, the battle is won. Ambazonians, I'm here to encourage you not to give up. I've often heard most of our soldiers who are standing and supporting Ambazonia saying that they will fight until one man standing. That's a very positive language. But not only one man will be standing. Yes, thousands and millions of Ambazonians will be standing, because you are not fighting a false fight. Now, some of our people are still in gross darkness as to what our history is. Please, when La Republique had their independence on the 1st of January 1960, we were not with them. When La Republique signed their accord, the agreement with France in 1958 and 59, that the businesses and the economy of their land was going to be in the hands of France, we were not with them. Unfortunately, when our independence came, 1st of October 1960, and I just want to remind you, we are very close to our independence. Less than 40 days, we'll be celebrating our 62nd Independence Day. La Republique has never celebrated theirs, because they know that when they come out to celebrate 1st of January 1960, where will they keep Ambazonians? And most Ambazonians are forgetting to know. Some of them don't know. Some of them are just being dishonest, and some of them are just lying to their conscience. That 1972, through France, Ahidjo faked a unity that did not last. 1972 was exactly 11 years after our independence. 11 years. The program of assimilation, of wiping us out, doing away with our language, was in the pipeline. It started manifesting in 1972, when well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, dear sister, for stepping in to stop that mistake that came up there. All right, we are very grateful that you are here with us. And before I had that impasse, I was just relating to you that 1972 was exactly 11 years when La République played a big game on us. And now through France, Ahidjo played the second game. They tried to take away our birthright in 1961, which did not actually happen. And then in 1972, they played another one to make us to forget. And they used that 1972 to take away everything that was profitable to us economically. That's when they closed on PWD. That's when PowerCam completely went from your care. That is when a lot of things, they took them away. That's when they started closing on the Tico Airport completely. Seaport, Victoria Seaport, all those ports were being closed down. And gradually, they were transferring everything to Yaoundé. They closed down our Cameroon Bank. Thank God for the credit unions that have fought and fought and fought, but they are still fighting. They have brought in a lot of confusion in our credit unions so as to completely render us economically useless. And that is the plan of La République du Cameroon, to make sure that our economic system is destroyed. When the economic system is destroyed, what do you have? Nothing. Nothing. I'm so glad I listened to Apostle Amba, who was talking a few days ago. I think it's an old video, but I so much enjoyed some of the things that he said. They've been talking about the country that belongs to the youths, and the people who have been singing youths. They are the ones that are on wheelchairs, still going to the assembly, still going to the parliament on wheelchairs. While everybody is running, they are taking their own race on a wheelchair. Now they have 6 legs, but they cannot run faster than those who are on 2 legs, the youths. Yet they are deceiving, and some of the youths have been so blinded to the point that they are getting old and getting old and getting old and doing nothing about these wicked old ancestors. Then 1984 came, which was now exactly 13 years after our after the trick had continued. 1984 came. La République decided to completely reverse their status with the Southern Cameroons, and they went back to Republic of Cameroon. They seceded, and so they became separatists. So when we are talking about separatists, we should think about La République du Cameroon, because when we came that we were trying to join to stay with them, which was actually come we stay, because there's no marital certificate anywhere, then they suddenly decided to go back to their real name, go back to marry to France, because they were not divorced from France. And then they left us in the middle of the sea. Now they are now La République, the name that they were known. So what is our name? And when our people who are reasonable and who understood stood up to say no, some demonic, selfish, egoistic-minded, wicked souls that had eaten of the forbidden fruit of La République du Cameroon, which is lies-telling, bribery, and corruption, they jumped into the boat and declared that they were elites of Ambazonia or Southern Cameroons and tried to sell us back. All their sell-out has not worked, because in this 21st century, a group and a crop of people have arisen and they are saying no. They say, let's reason together. La République said, no, we are not reasoning together. They said, let's go to the table and discuss this matter. They said no, and they thought that they were the only people who had a monopoly of arms. But today they are realizing that even though France and the rest of the people are trying to back them up in whatever way they are trying to do it, which is illegal to the international world and illegal in the sight of God, they are suddenly discovering that Car will not get tail. Now God they drive and fly. And they have seen God driving the flies of the people of certain Cameroons, Ambazonians. And today, we are up to the task. By Saturday, the defense shall be telling you what has started going on after the distraction by some of the people that were bought over and bribed over by La République du Cameroon to cause distraction in our free move down to Ambazonia. They are realizing that all their game plan with La République has failed because their master, France, has never won any real battle. Even the one that was actually their own, they could not win it right in their hometown. They're not trying to extend their tentacles in this 21st century, thinking that they were going to dissuade us from going ahead. I remember in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, there was a lot of intimidation. Yes, 2008, 1992, La République they intimidated the people of Ambazonia. But 2016 came up with a new breed and with a new determination that we are not stopping, and we are not stopping, and we are going ahead, and will not stop. So if you are an Ambazonian, please fall back to your LGA. Some of you were deceived. You have learned a lesson. The deceit is still going on. Somebody who said he can deliver, and now he's still telling people that he has somebody who wants to deliver for them, and suddenly he has gotten up to say that that person cannot deliver. Meaning what? He had a plan, and he had declared, and some people did not read the handwriting between the walls, that on the 30th of September, everything was going to come to an end, because he was planning that if they make him president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, he will quickly hand over to La République and then wash his hands. My dear friend, you are too late. So Ambazonians, let's focus and do what we can do. I want to remind you that the Swiss stocks are still available. Yes, we are still going to go to Switzerland. Now, everybody, and even some of the people of La République of Cameroon, have told them that they can never win this battle by the means they are going now, but they are still determined. They go from house to house, pick up our youths, kill them for nothing. Those who carry guns, they kill them. Those who don't carry guns, they kill them. So what are you going to do? As a young man, will you sit and fold your hands and they come and kill you? No. It is written that when a strong man gets into a man's house, he will beat the man and carry his goods. But when a strong man comes into your house and meets you stronger than him, like the battle has been set, no, there is no way that's going to work. So Ambazonians, you are not weaklings. You are strong. You are qualified. You are fit. You are capable. Go back to your LGA. Somebody called a few days ago. I was saying, I have been supporting. How is that your thing going? And the host of that program just asked him, where do you belong? He doesn't even know his LGA. Yeah, he managed to call the county, but the LGA, he doesn't know. And then, so whom have you been supporting? Have you been supporting the criminals that are fighting against us going to get our land? Because there are so many of them who have seen this as a business. They can talk, and when they talk, you fall for their empty talks with no action, with no result. And then the people who are giving result, they dissuade you and make you not to listen to them. Ambazonians, let's wake up. This thing has been made very simple. Just go back to your LGA, go back to your county, and there you can make your contribution. But if you are not in your LGA, you are not in your county, and you are doing the best that you are doing, the best may just be the wrong thing you are doing, because we need to start being very accountable. I know of a few people, which is not my place here to begin to call their names because they are just a distraction, who get up and say a lot of things because they are making some little financial profit on the blood of Ambazonians who are being killed. But you see, this interim government has determined, and we are going ahead. We are not going to sit behind and be talking over things that don't matter. But if somebody comes out and says anything that is not the right thing, okay, we have people who will come out and debunk. Yes, we must debunk that. Because if we keep quiet, you will think that it is true. And then you find yourself in the same jail. So we don't want people to go and say, we did it because we did not hear any other voice. That's why we tell you, be very careful. There are studio groups that have come up, especially the groups that are still using the name of interim government, are still using the structures of interim government, and some still call themselves Secretary of State. Some still call themselves, in fact, they are presidents of different groups and Jangi houses. Remember, I've been telling you that Jangi houses back in Ambazonia have what they call president. And so there are groups, especially those who have stolen the name of the interim government and they are running with it and calling themselves president. No, there's only one president. And that president is Dr. Samuel Sarko Ikome, who is doing his possible best. And we are seeing the actions that he's carrying out on the home front because of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. So any group that calls itself interim government is just an imposition, an impostor. And these impostors have nothing to offer. What do they have to offer? Join La Republic and try to discourage us, to make you an Ambazonian, to say that there are so many divisions and infightings. For your information, there is no division, there is no infighting. Now, it's just those who don't want to go the way that God has planned for us to go in the execution of this war are either joining La Republic or they have a game. Listen to the social media. You know the quarrels that are going on there. I told you this is not a place to discuss that. But if you want to know the truth of what is going on, get into the interim page, and which is this interim ABC Amba TV that we're talking about. They have tried to hijack it so as to use it to propagate their lies and deceive you and take you to Yaoundé. Yes, and you become a slave boy or a slave girl. Like we already have some elites who are slave boys in the Republic staying in boys' quarters. Meanwhile, you have your bungalows and where you can be a master of yourself in your master's bedroom. You prefer to go and be a small boy, like a chicken, in another person's yard. No, you have the opportunity, and this is the opportunity. Follow and join your LGA, your county, follow your interim government, and find out what is going on. Support your interim government, support your house, your LGA. You cannot come out from the house and you don't know the house that you're coming out from. So support your house, support Ambazonia. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, short live this genocidal war. The decision is being made. For this short period of time, Ambazonia has raised more than $200,000 in the draft that have taken place this year, and more is coming. Oh yes, more is coming. So join your LGA, and don't forget to remember that tomorrow we are going to be here with a special guest. Invite your friends. All right, for now, I will tell you bye-bye, and meet you tomorrow the same time. Right.
Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name more than the air. You know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. they sing.